Janusz, that was pretty much a game of two halves. The first half, Arsenal had a lot of the ball, didn't do much with it. The second half, they also had a lot of the ball and did a lot with it. A dominant 2-0 win for the Gunners.
Well, Mark, it was always going to be a game that required patience, right? I don't necessarily think that one half was better than the other. That's how the games pan out usually, right? In the second half, you get a little bit more room, and obviously Newcastle dropped in their energy level. But the quality came through from Arsenal. I thought it was an impressive performance, even in the first half. Take away maybe the first 15, 20 minutes where it's normal. You're trying to find some room in behind. They really didn't do that often. Although, if you remember, they had an incredible sitter miss by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And you could also say that Emil Smith Rowe, probably his header should have gone in before that as well. But I was very, very impressed. I think Arsenal, Mark, were brought down to earth at Anfield last time out. But they're winning the games they're supposed to win. And there's a lot to be said about that, right? I mean, they're level with West Ham in fourth place, just behind a goal difference. So I thought it was impressive. Martinelli coming in, of course, scoring a great goal as well.
There was a noticeable change for me in the difference in tempo for Arsenal in the second half. They were a little bit languid in that first half, as if they were expecting something to happen. And there was one glimpse of Mikel Arteta at the start of the second half at the edge of his technical area going, come on, and he was trying to wind the crowd up and get his players into it as well. The first half was okay, but that second half, that's more like the Arsenal you expect with the players that they've got and that intensity.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because just before Saka scored, and I thought it was an excellent goal in terms of movement, I made a note saying, you know, in a game like this, when Newcastle or any team plays in a low block, the key to it is, of course, the movement without the ball. And that was a bit of an issue, those little diagonal runs, right? Players interchanging positions. That's always key, right? Because it's frustrating to play against a team like Newcastle did. So, you know, that movement, those little diagonal runs started to happen a little bit in the second half. And I think Saka's goal is a perfect example of that. The triangle on that left-hand side where even Telles got involved, right? It was Smith, Telles, and then Bukayo Saka, who was by far the best player on the pitch, unfortunately got injured. Hopefully it's not long term. So I think that was the massive change. And against a Newcastle team that looked to me more of a, you know, old of Newcastle, Steve Bruce's team than Eddie Howe's team, really.
What about Arsenal's season? Because they had some tough games to start with. They played Man City, I think it was the second week, and they started well. They could have gone ahead and they ended up getting thumped. What does it tell us about patience? And sometimes that's a virtue in the Premier League, but also at other times, it's worth just sticking around with someone because it's not about the games that you play at the start and the fixtures that you've got. It's about what comes next and the games that you're expected to win. And as you say, that's what they're doing right now.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. Most of us in this business have had fun at their expense early on, right? We didn't think that there was progress. Maybe we even questioned Mikel Arteta, and fair play to him and to Arsenal, because yes, they started the season not in a way they would have liked to. We didn't see them being anywhere close top four. They are there at the moment. And as I said, with young teams, sometimes it does take patience to do that. So it's far from over. Difficult season just around the corner, right? I mean, for Arsenal, it's a trip to Old Trafford. It's never going to be easy. I think that's in the midweek as well. So, but as I said early on, I think Arsenal are winning the game they're supposed to win. And I think from time to time, it's going to take a big win against the likes of Manchester United. So it's going to be interesting to see that. But full credit to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, because they're turning their season around.
Let's talk Newcastle. Should they have had a penalty when Callum Wilson went down under the challenge of Tavares?
No, not for me. I don't think so. You know, as I said, for Eddie Howe, I think we saw Eddie Howe's team last week against Brentford 3-3. This team was very much attacking minded as well. If you look at St. Maximin and Callum Wilson and you know, just about, you know, Joe Willock, just about everybody in terms of attacking options involved, but we've seen very little of that attack. So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops, because look, if you look at Newcastle, you have new owners, new manager, and Newcastle, who are still in the last place in the table, and they will remain last place until the next time they play.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.